thanks everyone for your interest and for registering in the event. And yeah, let's start. So the objective of today is to find your right partner for your consortia. We assume that all of you know somehow about the open call and about the experiments in general of Pulsate, the objective of Pulsate. So we will concentrate mainly on how the consortia are built, what are the tools for finding your right mate and your right match for your consortium. And we will have some pitch from attendants who wants to show their offer or their need and matching through that. Anyway, there's a few of you that are new to Pulsate that just connected as a first time in this event. So I'm forced, so to say, to introduce again the project very quickly. So giving time for the rest of the matchmaking, which is the important part. Sorry for those who already know this, but let's go through this process of first presenting Pulsate as a general. And then an important part that we asked Marta from Funding Box to present is what are other tools to engage to other potential partners, which are through the community and through our matchmaking area, where you can submit expressions of interest written down, and we can help to find the right partner. So those will be presented by Marta. Thanks for accessing to that. And then we'll have a few presentations from industrial partners from you on this order here, and some open discussion with all your questions or your offerings and requests or your ideas on how to apply. And we will try to answer all your doubts after that. So if there's no objection to this agenda, let's start. So Pulsate is a project for your projects with the idea of testing a concept of a community, a concept of supporting SMEs to access laser technology by covering several issues in terms of business, so mainly financial issues, but also access to market intelligence and so on. Awareness, so what can laser do for you and what new technologies are available for you. Competence, which means training, knowledge, and also access to standardization resources that are not available to everyone. And technology, which is the important tool here in the open calls, which is access to infrastructures and new technologies, or the other way around, new technologies accessing market validations and actual applications. So connecting both ends. So we will establish this infrastructure at the end of the project, and your experiments are like test runs of this kind of support. So our main target, this is an I4MS project, which means our main target are SME manufacturing SMEs, so small companies who make products and end users of these technologies. The second target is tech providers. We have detected that maybe we have much more resonance between tech providers, and we are looking for mainly the manufacturing SMEs that need your products, and we will make a big effort in finding your matching here. But also through digital innovation hub, clusters, associations, and other outreaching paths, we will try to reach farther and larger number of this kind of manufacturing SMEs demanding your products. And we have detected mainly these areas or these markets as particularly interesting for laser-based manufacturing. And those are markets where large companies are already very aware and adopting laser technologies, but small companies are the supporting structure behind the large company activities, like, I don't know, manufacturers of parts for motors or small components of medical devices. Those are not adopting enough the laser technology, and we are targeting those that are potentially highly benefited from the technology but don't have the resources to just test it. Testing a new technology in a particular value chain can be very costly for small companies. So we are providing them with the help for doing that. That's the main idea behind the experiment. So first of all, one question that we got one and again is, what do we do as a consortium for the experiments? Because the experiments are only for the end user and the provider of the technology, and the money is only for them, and the plan for testing is only for them. But we are behind providing knowledge and our own infrastructure to support the testing and to make things smooth, and also to support in a number of things, like providing further market opportunities, further financial resources, publicizing, and so on. I will talk about that later on, but just bear in mind that we have a number of big centers, specialists in additive and laser manufacturing, and the support of large companies like Epic and Funding Box, and a company specialized in digitization like Lesgo. All of them to support all of you in that activity. Of course, in the name of all the companies, if you have during any moment any question, you can use the chat, or you can use all the tools I will tell you later on, emails and chats and so on that we have. We are behind the main voice behind the help desk is Funding Box, but we are all connected to them to give support to any question you have. Okay, so in this moment you have the chat. You can use the raise your hand tool here, and you can make any question you want. Okay. Another thing is the event is being recorded, so by continuing and by sharing your questions, you are also giving consent to share your question with all the people where we share the recording with, and we will also try to get to the community. So try to share with all clarity all what you want, but limit your confidential information, of course. So we will have a couple of open calls for technology transfer experiments. So if you are not eligible now in February to April of this year, you will have another chance in 2022. And we will have another 2 calls for smaller experiments. So we will distribute more than 4 million euros in support for companies. And this is the link for applying for the open calls. And this is the philosophy behind the open calls. The technology transfer experiments are up to 150K. You can ask for less, but it's a lump sum, so it's money you have for expanding at your will within your plan of execution. It's a very simple process, a very fast evaluation, and you get immediate access. You don't get the very complicated access from previous European projects. So you just sign a contract, and that's all. You get support from the consortium, as I told you, with no additional cost. That 150K at only for your participation in the experiment as a technology provider and as a tester of the technology. And you get from us also support in finding new investors, new further opportunities beyond the experiment, in publicizing your results, in dissemination of your results, in connection to our network, and you automatically get to be part of our network for the future. Okay, so this, I think, are additional benefit, even more important than the money, but okay, money is important also. So the important for today, who are we looking for in those experiments? Technology transfer experiments, TTEs, can be executed by a number of partners. We don't have an upper limit of partners, but there's a minimum of 2 partners. One must be a manufacturing company. Both of them must be SMEs. And only SMEs or slightly bigger companies can opt for funding. So the minimum consortium is a manufacturing SME and one additional partner who can provide software, hardware, some innovative approach to use laser, or a new concept of integration, which can be even interconnection between machines, any kind of technical advance that help the incorporation of laser manufacturing in their environment. Okay. Besides that, we are open to consortia with more partners, with include more of those and one end user, or even several end users, and also other partners, which can even be large companies, which will not get funded, but can be part of the consortium and strengthen the experiment. That's totally okay for us, as long as we have at least these 2 partners. Okay, so that's what we are looking for as a minimum eligibility criteria. The bigger the consortium, of course, the bigger the constraints, because the maximum total contribution from public funding is 150K, 150,000 euros. Okay, so I mentioned SMEs or slightly bigger companies. This was an issue and a big question several companies before. What's slightly bigger? There's no official definition. There's an official definition of SME, which comes from the European Commission under this document. Here you can check it, but you have here the definition under 250 stable staff and under 50 million euros turnover, or 43 in annual balance. And we decided to make it up to the double of that, okay? To set the limit of slightly bigger. And this was because of some complaints of companies saying it's very constraining the SMEs, and there's many technology providers which lay in this area. Okay, they are not small enough to be SMEs, but they are not big enough to deal with their own financial resources to access the market, and all the same for the manufacturers. So we extend quite a lot the market, so to say, especially for textile industries and mechanical industries and so on. So for this, you have to check also things like links to large companies, if you are subsidiary to other companies, participation on other companies, or you are being participated on other companies. I don't have any idea about this, but Funding Box will make the check with your data that you are correctly under this category. And all these countries are eligible, so it's not only the Europe and 22, but also all the associated countries. Okay, so large company. I don't have time to go into the details of all the criteria and what the experiments are exactly, how they are evaluated and so on. They are evaluated, of course, under the typical excellence, impact and implementation criteria, but easier. But you can make any question during today in these emails. Pulsate is the general one. Pulsate Help Funding Box is the help center from our partners in managing the open call. And this is my mail as a coordinator. You can go to the website and the website of the open call and go to the help desk and put your question there. But before making all of that, please check the guide for applicants, because your question might be already answered there. You can go to the frequently asked questions, because anything that is not answered directly in the guide of applicants normally is also answered somewhere in the frequently asked question. You can submit your question to the question and answer space. Join our webinars. Well, we have one webinar left on 12th of April, international, but you can even request us through these emails to make a webinar in your area, in your country, or whatever. And you might be surprised, and we might even say yes. And finally, Marta later will tell you about how to engage a larger community. So first, any question from you up to now, mainly about the consortium and the kind of partners that can apply? Please raise your hand. No. Otherwise, just remember you have.
Carlo, we have a question just now.
Okay.
Yes, sorry. I have two companies actually in which I'm involved, and I've been told that I cannot participate with both.
Sorry?
So I have two companies, one that is an industrial manufacturer of equipment for growing thin films in the semiconductor industry, and one that is using this kind of equipment to develop new materials.
Yes.
And I'm, as a shareholder, I'm involved in both companies without having full control of both companies.
Okay.
And I'm being told that I cannot participate with both companies.
I don't know without knowing the societal structure of that. In principle, two companies can apply if they are not part of the same society, let's say, because it will be only one partner.
Yeah.
So if they are eligible, if they
two separate
apply,
entities, and I have no control of more than 50% of both. So it was just a question, so just to be sure that.
Yes, and in principle, if we apply the same rules as the European Commission, so if those two companies could apply for an independent PIC, participant identification code, they could be partners.
Okay.
If not, they could not. So that's a bit tricky. I'm not expert on that. I said earlier, but our partners from Funding Box will answer that, I think.
Okay. So, well, I will present later. My name is Giacomo Benvenuti from 3D Oxides. So now you have my contact, and I will get back to you as well.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay.
There was
sorry.
another question?
Yeah, one question. This is Diego Boscolo from Enginesoft Italy. I would have a first question about the technology transfer experiments that you said about the technology providers. Do you mean also software for simulation to simulate the process, or also just software to control the machines?
Yes, simulation is one of the. So the project will link all kind of all the digital chain, let's say, the data in laser manufacturing. So from simulation, CAD/CAM, and control of the machine, the actual machine itself, the actual laser equipment, but also the quality assurance of the process monitoring, let's say, and the processing of all that data and incorporation in the PLM. So everything.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the only thing we request is that there's tests with actual laser equipment involved in the experiment. So that there's experimentation with actual laser equipment. But we are not only open, but more than happy that simulation is one of the technologies involved. Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
No more questions, I think. Okay. Otherwise, I will leave the floor to Marta to present the community. So.
Okay, thank you, Pablo. I will send the link here to the community through the chat, and we'll see if I can share my screen. Sorry, I have two screens. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm hearing myself twice, so I don't know if you could like shut down your microphone. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be very quick here today. Thank you, Pablo, for inviting us and letting us present the Pulsate community. I think it's gonna be useful for those who have already like last minute questions and so on. So I will present it all, and then I will focus on the spaces that can be more of use for this specific open call and the next ones. First of all, the Pulsate community is part of an environment, of a more complex environment of different channels. We have a wonderful website, and we have also social media, like mainstream social media channels. We are in Twitter and in LinkedIn, and we have also a YouTube channel for all these all these events that are being recorded, so they are shared there. But we wanted also to enable a more interactive channel, a more like bi-directional channel. So in Funding Box, we have this software, we have this platform for building communities, for building tech communities or specific communities related to European projects or to some specific topics that are more related to digitization, smartization, and all those Horizon 2020 verticals that we are most of us are involved in different ones. So this community is intended to share for the people and for the stakeholders of Pulsate and other projects, to share their best practices, to share, to showcase themselves, to share their news, to share events that can be of interest of all the community or all the stakeholders involved in the community or in this specific project. Also, we will use it to raise awareness about Pulsate, about its value, about its process, and all the activities and outcomes, results of the project, and to provide all the information along with the channels that I mentioned. Like, we have a website, we have other channels as well, but we are going to use this for a more like day-to-day interaction. And for example, if you have some doubts, you can directly ask through the community, and someone is going to help you, because it's peer-based in a way, So there's going to be people who is into the topics that you are into, so you can also use it for networking. And as I will show, and I think this is because this topic is appropriate here in this specific event, you can also use it for matching with other partners. You can find your colleagues there to present to submit a joint, in this case a TTA, but also if you want to network in general. So I will go through the community. You can see my browser, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, because sometimes I feel like I'm just speaking to myself. So yeah, as I told, the Funding Box community is hosting different programs and projects, communities based on that programs. So the one that is hosting Pulsate is we decided to host the community of Pulsate under the umbrella of the I4MS, which is the coordination and support action into which Pulsate is. So you can go to the I4MS space, let's say, so it's like this is the homepage. So you can see some crosswise areas, some transversal areas that are intended for the whole membership of I4MS and every stakeholder involved in a way in an I4MS project or that has something to do with it. And then we have specific project-oriented areas or spaces. So you can interact through the I4MS, different spaces here. You can see there are, we are separate and split the topics and the goals of each of the communities. So each thing goes to any. So this is like more, it's like a forum type place, so you can go to different places to do different things. So if we go to the Pulsate one, as I told you, we have different spaces dedicated to different things. We will see this one is the homepage of the community, let's say. And then you will see here the 4 spaces that build the community. We will see the main one will be this one, the project update. So here is all the information, not only about the open calls and the peaks of the project, but like all type of information that is related to the project. You can use it also to express yourselves, to share some posts or events, or for example, any initiative that you are involved in. You can share it to the rest of the community, because you're going to find people that it's into that. So feel free to share also your content there. This is intended to be a two ways. A bidirectional space, so this is also for you to publish also your stuff. And then we have the networking and matchmaking community, which is intended like much more for this open call or for technology transfer experiments. If you are looking for a partner and you want to find one and you want to express your interest, as you said before, Pablo, you can introduce yourself here. You can say who you are, what you're looking for, what you can offer, but also even outside of the open calls, you can also introduce yourself there and try to find for partners to develop your own experiments or whatever it is. And then we have this one we have launched like 15 days ago, actually, and we enable a place for the DIHs, because we knew that there were some of the I4MS DIHs that were digital innovation hubs that were involved in projects related to photonics in a way or another. So we wanted to also to concentrate all these digital innovation hubs there for the same reason, so they could network, learn from each other, showcase their best practices and their events, and they can share there everything that is related to photonics, and that it's in a way also linked to a digital innovation hub. And we have here the open call help desk, which is a space just dedicated to solve your doubts, like in a quick, very easy way during the open call, during the time that the call is open. But also, if you're thinking to apply for the next one, if you're not on time to apply for this one, and you are thinking to prepare a new application for the next open call, you can also go there and ask your question at any time of the project's lifespan. Here in the homepage, you also have like the most recent posts that have been posted. Right now it's just me posting, because I don't know, people is feeling a little bit shy, or is not aware of the existence of the community, or I don't know, but I'm posting like every event that we are hosting, every event that our partners are hosting as well, reminders, some information. I don't know if you find something that it's interesting in a magazine, in a journal, you can also share it there, because it's going to be, your partners are going to be happy about that as well. So yeah, here are all the content that has been recently published, and here is split by space, by different space. And here in the left, you have the content sorted by the format, by the type of content. So you have, for example, and so you're just gonna filter the ones that are announcement. You don't want to know anything about the content of Pulsate. You just want to know about the open calls. You just go to the open calls, or if you're only interested in events, you can filter through events. And here we have also another filter that it's the tags. We're tagging all the content that is being published. So if you are interested in just specific thing, for example, if you're a DIH and want to know what's between Pulsate and DIHs, you can just go there and like leave outside all the information that you don't know. And here on the bottom, on the footer, you have the I4MS community map, let's say, to quickly access to every part of the I4MS community, which is wider and more transversal. So let me go and show you a specific space, for example, so you see how it looks, if it wants to load. Okay, so this is it's set as a forum, so you can add here through the comment box. You can just write a comment here, or you can post. So you can upload some file, for example, or you can link some file, but you can also upload a post or an event that you have. Then you will see like a simple editor. You can just, for example, if you're submitting an event, you just write the title of the event here and all the information and the link to join through here, and then publish. It's like a very simple editor, but you can also use the announcements or just comment as a comment in a forum, and it's like normal. Here you have the list of the members that are included in this community, so you can directly go and talk to them. Like if you click on the people, you can go and talk to them. You will go to a specific like one-to-one messaging site, which is also part of this software, of this platform that we have. And also you can, pin your messages, share links, and keep them saved here. And you can also share files. Here you can also enable or disable your notification, and all the settings and everything related to your profile and the use you make out of the community. So yeah, if you want to contribute with your comments or with something that you want to share, you just have to click on here and upload your stuff. And I wanted to focus a little bit more in these two spaces today. This one specifically has the same purpose as this event, and as I said before, it's intended for the people to, for the partners or stakeholders or anyone interested in any topic related to Pulsate to introduce themselves, to find for partners, to express what you're doing. I am working in an experiment related to that, and I'm looking for this type of partner to join in an experiment. We want to submit it this way, and start a conversation for later submitting an application together or work together in any area related to the topic of the project. So you see here, we are, for example, you can introduce your institution. You can, if you're freelancer or whatever, introduce yourself. Feel free to use it and look for the people here. And I've lost my mouse. Yeah. So here you can see as well the people that is included. So if you find someone that you want to talk to, you can just click and go and talk to them through the platform. In another space I wanted to show is the help desk. As I told you before, it can be used at any moment of the project, but I mean, I would recommend it to use in this peak of the open call, because we're gonna be like we're gonna be here. I'm moderating the space, and my colleague Isabella, which is in charge of the open call management, she's there to solve any doubts. So you can just upload your questions. You can post a question. You can see here it's the same. It's very intuitive. Post a question and just write it down as I showed you before. So it's gonna be answer that there. And yeah, here our intention is also that there's some kind of peer collaboration. So if you know the answer to a question because you're involved in a way in an experiment and you know how to do it, you can also answer your peer. You can help your colleague out, but anyway, there's going to be someone from the open call management solving all the questions through there. And I really encourage you to open the community and just have a look. This guided tour it's a little bit short, but just have a look through the communities, and not only the Pulsate ones, but also go through the I4MS ones, because I think you're going to find very interesting and valuable content for yourself. And yes, that's it. I just wanted to raise a little bit more the awareness of the existence of this community, of these tools, and encourage you to use it, and to feel free to ask me or Isabella, the Open Call Project Manager, if you don't know how to use some feature, or if you are a little bit lost, you can always drop me a message, and I will try to guide you through and help you if you cannot find your way, or you need some assistance or help. And I don't know, that's all from my side. I don't know if someone has a question. I also left the link in the chat, so you can go through there. And I will leave here as well my profile contact, so you can contact me in case you have any problem. You can drop me a message directly through there. And yeah, and that's it.
Thanks a lot, Marta.
Thank you.
Well, you can raise your hand virtually if you want to make any question. Otherwise, we will, well, 1 second, we will continue the session. Yeah, correct. With the next point in the agenda, which is actually the pitch sessions themselves. So we will be asking each of you to come up and present your company and your idea for cooperation, your idea for experiment if you want, and the type of partners you are looking for. And hopefully we will find much within this meeting or beyond this meeting. So the first one is from AMFG. Sven is in the room. I don't have. I think he's not connected. No, apparently we don't have. The next one is Diego from Mantis Photonics.
Hi, hello, yes.
Hello.
You hear me?
Yes.
Okay, should
So
I share, start and share? Okay, then yes. Okay, you can see the pitch slide.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yes, my name is Diego Gueno from Mantis Photonics, and so yeah, I'm going to present our idea of project. So we are a startup, but I mean we're still in the process of creation, and so we created we're two so far. So myself, the inventor, and Dennis Hedbrick, who's the CEO. And so the aim is to commercialize a new concept of snapshot hyperspectral camera. So meaning like a camera that can actually see over a scene at different point of a scene the spectrum on each side. And so this technology at the moment is demonstrator stage and is protected by a Swedish patent, and the PCT application has been filed. So how it works, the idea is to combine three different elements. So the first one is a microcapillary array. So it's just like a stack of very small capillaries. The one we're ordering now, they're like 200 micrometers diameter and 5 centimeters long. And the idea is that only the light that goes through the capillary will actually be transmitted. The rest will be absorbed. And so what happens is if you have your laser incoming here, and so first we have a diffuser that just diffuses light a bit everywhere, and then this so black glass or microcapillary array, then regardless of the wavefront of the laser, only the light collimated will actually go through. And then after we stack a grating and a multiple lens array, which makes that for every small lenslet, you will display the spectrum onto the detector. And so this way you can have the spectrum at different points of your, well, in that case, of your laser. And so, where we think it's useful for laser manufacturing is because it can be useful to measure the spatiotemporal coupling in femtosecond laser, because femtosecond laser have a very broad bandwidth, And it's very important to be able to focus that onto at the same point if you want to get make use of your peak intensity. And the first paper the first group who has investigated into those patient countings with a very complicated technique, scanning technique, they actually saw that they had a decrease of the peak intensity by up to a factor 2. And I know a group in Lund had found a decrease by 30%. So it can really lead to very significant decrease in peak intensity. And so therefore for like all the manufacturing and secondary source generation. So our results, so far we've tested with a low fidelity prototype on a OPCPA laser system. And here you can see on which we have knowingly introduced some spatial chirp. And you can see here, like, so what you have on the detector, you see like all stripes that correspond to the spectrum at each microlens. And you can see that across the beam, you have like a very significant and measurable difference in spectrum. And so to validate the concept for ultrafast laser characterization. And so now we're in the process of ordering a new or like building a new prototype, which will have so 90 times 90 pixels, so much more than here, more than 50 spectral bands, maybe up to 70, and a spectral resolution, so at least 16 nanometer. And we will try different gratings, and we might aim for below 10 nanometer spectral resolution, which could really extend to a much longer lasers or durations. And so what we're looking for is a manufacturer of femtosecond lasers, less than 50 femtoseconds, or any company that produce equipment for laser metrology, for pulse duration measurements and so on. And so this company should be able to help us to integrate their equipment into a laser chain, and also help us to develop the software, identified first what would be the best performance in terms of resolution, number of pixels, and so how the users would like to maybe see the spectrum. So, thank you for your attention. I'd like to just say quickly one thing. I'm on parental leave and I will soon have to take care of my child. So if you have any question, you'll have to ask Dennis Helbig, who's on the chat. Thank you. Okay. I will stay for a few minutes. Maybe I should stop sharing.
And don't worry, we will keep the questions. Yes. Thanks for your time and very interesting technology. The type of laser you're targeting is very short pulses.
It's rather short pulse, yeah. I mean, as I said, we're really working on improving the resolution, the spectral resolution. So maybe later on we could actually extend that, but for the moment, below 50 sounds reasonable. Okay. Hopefully. Yes, and also, I mean, this prime of spatial time covering, the more bandwidth you have, the more stringent this problem is. So
I understand. Okay.
I think at the moment it's only sub 30 femtoseconds on which this has been measured, at least in labs. So
right. So thanks a lot. And if there's no further issues from the partners, we can go on for the next presenter. Okay. So the next one is Mesmin from Optalm, which again I'm looking in the.
No, you passed Germán from NIT, I think.
Oh, sorry. Who is actually in the room? Yes, Germán. I'm very sorry. Germán from NIT. Yes. Please, the floor is yours.
Okay, I will try to say my good morning to the people, to share my screen. Yes. Okay, can you see it?
No, still not.
No. No?
Now it's, yes, now it's showing.
Okay. Okay, just let me, because I cannot see here my screen. Okay, can you see my screen yet?
Yes.
Okay, because my problem is I cannot see my computer, my screen. No. Sorry. I mean, I don't know what are you watching.
We were watching the presentation. Now we are looking at an email for the matchmaking event.
Okay, yeah, because
There's
I will try. I will try again. Sorry.
nothing confidential.
Okay, I will try again because I don't know what's going on here. Oh, this is trying to open, but I cannot see it.
We can see it. If
You can see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just I would like to start again. Good morning to every people. My name is Germán Vergara. I am the CTO of New Infrared Technology. New Infrared Technology is a company which basically make infrared sensor. It's a very specific type of infrared sensor, which are sensitive in the medium wave spectral band. The company cover all the aspect of the sensor, from the design of the CMOS design. We also make the sensitive material, which is the lead selenide. We process the focal plane arrays, and we also make some solutions on cameras and solutions based on that. The main advantage of our technology compared to other technologies in the sense of laser-based processes can you summarize it in this slide. Normally, when you try to monitoring or control a laser-based process, that the first option is to use a CMOS camera, which is the more affordable way of doing that. In our case, we use medium wave infrared cameras. The reason is you can see in this slide the reasons. Basically, we have a much better thermal contrast of the melt pool, which is one of the most important features in the laser-based process. And as you can see here, there are the conclusion of some studies that they have been done in Fraunhofer, ILTO, and IMEN. This is basically the medium wave infrared sensor outperforms the performance of a CMOS camera overall in everything related with the laser-based processes. This is basically the reason, because NIT has a strong presence in the market of monitoring and control laser processes. We have a portfolio of products that we make cameras able to capture medium wave infrared image at frame rates as high as 4 kilohertz. Also, we are also one of the world leading companies for making control, inline control of LMD process and other type of additive manufacturing process, and we have some well known products in the market. That we are looking for in Pulsate is, of course, we are technology providers, basically, and that we are looking for in Pulsate is manufacturer companies who wants to try our sensors for controlling or for monitoring his processes. I mean, you have an innovative process, laser process, additive manufacturing process, and you want to control it or you want to monitor it, we are open to collaborate with you in Pulsate for making this type of things. This is basically my presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Armand. And is there any comment from partners in the room? What would be the best case in your experiments? Because you have already tested this equipment in manufacturing scenarios. What's the type of manufacturing partner you are ideally looking for as a new
I mean, basically that, as you know, because we have a strong relationship with them, and as you know, we have been working in different type of laser-based process, like I don't know, welding, also LMD or something like. Now we are working on other type of process like tempering or something like that. I mean, everything that involve high powers and also involve that require a high speed. I think we are able to help to the people to try to monitor and control the process. This is basically what. I mean, I cannot say you what type of process because, as you know, we are open to many type of laser process. But I don't know if some of the companies in the floor are interested in monitoring or control his laser processes. Just contact us and we'll try to see what we can do.
Great. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And not being further comments, we'll try to move this in the next session. We have a next presentation from Luc Mesmin. He's in the room. And if you can present yourself and present your offer or demand, please, the floor is yours. Hello. We can see you, but we cannot hear you.
I think it's much better.
Yes. Better.
Okay. So I'm going to share my presentation. Okay. So can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So good morning, everyone. So I'm Loïc Mesmin from LBAAM company. First, I will briefly introduce our activities in additive manufacturing. So LBAAM is a company created 6 years ago, and we are located in Toulouse, in the south of France. So LBAAM is positioned as an integrator of the DED technology, the directed energy deposition technology, in the production cycle. So we don't make powder, we don't sell machine, and we don't develop any software. We manufacture and repair parts and put additive manufacturing into production. So we are an operational team of 5 people with strong experiences in engineering, manufacturing, and industrialization. So there are three main applications in LBAAM: the production of full parts, the addition of functionalities on structural parts. The DED process can be combined with several modes of production, and we do also the development of repair solutions. We do as well all the CAD/CAM analysis, and we have a materials laboratory to validate our construction. We have two DED production machines which are installed in an industrial environment. The first one works in a continuous 5-axis with powder, and it allows to build repair parts up to 1 meter long. The second one is a wire laser robot under development in order to work on bigger parts up to 4 meter long. So we work iron, titan alloy, and nickel base. Okay. What we are looking for, so we are looking for partners in Pulsate to provide comprehensive responses to new repair or manufacturer requests. So there are different kind of technical area we can address, as you can see in orange boxes. For example, we need to go further and experiment the process simulation before the fabrication, and also to control the process during the construction. We call it to process the process monitoring. I call it a work package number 2 and number 3 before the construction. After the DED construction, we need to develop appropriate finishing operations like heat treatment or machining operation, and we need to understand and control the materials. So our time in this organization will be in the middle of this experimentation area. We will implement all the technical development and recommendation into Pulsate project with the partners by manufacturing samples and proof of concept in order to provide a fully finished product. Okay, so the last slide, just to conclude, because there are so many things to say, but to sum up, Optime has the capacity to innovate and to develop new repair solutions or manufacture hybrid structures and transform these innovations into productions. And yeah, we cannot do it alone. So we identify use cases with you, with all the consortium, with all the partners, and we assess the technical and economical interest of the DED technology. So I put some examples of parts we made recently. So I will be happy to discuss it with you, and thanks for your attention. Merci.
Thanks a lot. It's very interesting because it actually touch all the things we mentioned before. It's from what I mentioned earlier, from simulation to the CAD/CAM to the process control, which links to the partner before also.
But we won't do everything, but we can we can focus on specific problematic like process simulation or control in process. So Optime has already en fait work on this area, and now we want to go further to put DD production to put DD survey technology into production.
The interesting thing is you can be a pivot partner to link some of the providers that presented before or later with application. Yes, it's very useful. Thank you. I think there's comment or question?
No, it's me, it's Germán. The previous presenter. I mean, look, you are exactly that we are looking for. I mean, we are looking for manufacturers of this type of process. Maybe we can think about some innovative.
Yeah, I saw your presentation before. So to monitor the process and to control basically the metal deposition. I think your device will be helpful.
Yeah, maybe we can find some innovative process or monitoring or something like that, because as I told you, we have experience in this type of things. Maybe we can speak later.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
So apparently we have a match, but some more, of course.
Yeah, we need to discuss.
Yes.
That's the first step.
First sight, it looks great.
Yeah.
So if there's no further comments outside that, let's go on with the next presenter. Thank you very much, Loic. By the way, sorry if I mispronounced the name of anyone in the room.
No, it's okay. Well, yeah, in French we say Loic Mesmin.
Mesmin. Okay. Do it better the next time. And the next presenter, it's Giacomo Benvenuti, who presented himself earlier, but now he has chance to go more detail. He's registered us from 3D Oxides. And Giacomo, are you available? Yes.
So,
yes, we can hear you.
Can you see my presentation?
And we can see your presentation. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Giacomo Benvenuti. I'm part of two companies, I said before, 3D Oxides and ABCD Technologies. 3D Oxides is about a team of 7 staff people with a turnover of 1 million per year. And what we are doing, and ABCD is slightly the same. So ABCD is developing new semiconductor equipment. Here we can see on this picture our 18-inch system with 5 sources to grow thin films. And the idea is to use a beam to pattern during the growth the thin film, just to have integration of new functionalities on chips. So actually, ABCD is building the equipment and 3D Oxide is developing the new materials and the processes. So what's for? So the idea is just to make an image projection onto the substrate, and where we irradiate, we can modify the growth rate of the thin film, just to have different morphological patterning. But we can also influence the properties. Here we can see a densification of the material, just to change the properties, for example, to make photonic integrated chips, or we can also change the phase and other material properties of the material. And this can be done in a single step to have additive growth of unique thin film materials. We are working on several applications, for example, integrated waveguides, cavities for photonics, but also other applications that are here not mentioned, such as plasmatic materials, nonlinear optical materials to generate integrated supercontinuum lasers, or modulators with materials such as lithium niobate. So the point of additive growth is just to be able to pattern the film, the oxide thin film directly during the growth, and avoid etching steps that are very difficult to apply to standard oxide thin films in the second step. Another application is, for example, to promote to have a material with an interface between microelectronics with transparent conductive materials, photonics, and biology to grow cells with and orientate the growth of the cells here, as shown here, or some integrated fingerprints. So the idea of the project, of the Pulsate project, is just to provide use of lasers for additive growth of submicron patterned thin films, with the possibility to pattern not only the shape, but also the composition and the crystalline phase as well, and more functional properties. So this is demonstrated up to a TRL4. This was done about 20 years ago in my PhD thesis. Unfortunately, now we do not have any more lasers in 3D oxides because they are quite expensive, and we have to focus on other direction. And the idea is just to go for increase in the maturity of the technology, to go to TRL 6 or 7, including partners to provide different lasers to test. So go further from the lasers we have used so far that were UV lasers. And also find partners that could do light patterning systems, either to scan the substrate with a laser or just to provide an image that can be changed during the process with some kind of optic design to provide that. So this is more or less what we're doing and what we're looking for. And last point we have to say that we have extensive experience on collaborative projects. So you are welcome to get in touch if you have ideas of if you see that you could fit in our project, or if you think that we could fit in yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Giacomo. Exactly well, I see the technology as a photonic sensor very interesting, but what's the request from your side from laser manufacturing?
So we used the XML lasers in the past, and we would like to see if the other lasers could be used.
Okay.
So this is the first, before buying one. We cannot test in-house and buy all the possible lasers. So this is the first point. And the second point, we are looking for partners that could help to design the optics system to have maximal size of irradiation of the substrate size. So we can go from small wafers up to very large wafers, and also highest possible resolution. So these are the two dimensions.
Okay, could you be interested in direct laser writing instead of
yes
mass projection?
Yes, totally.
Okay.
Variable mass projection that we can vary over time rapidly. If some people have this kind of technology, it would be very interesting for us.
Yes, actually, we had through the community someone offering a technology. We will send you the details, and there could be a very interesting experiment there.
Perfect.
It's a light modulator that can make direct writing without maskless direct writing.
Okay.
And we could test it with one of our femtosecond lasers or something like that. Okay. Very nice. So, any comment from anybody in the room? No. Otherwise, thanks again, and we go.
Thank you very much.
And we go for the next pitch, which is from Industrial Laser System. That I had a note that is in the room as Thomas Honk.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
So, hello, morning.
Good morning.
You're open to present your offering
Yes.
or request?
Yes. Wait. Can you see my screen?
Not still.
Not still. Wait. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Hugues Massé. I'm a research and development engineer at Industrial Laser Systems company, also called ILS. We currently work on new laser project, and that's why I'm here to present you this project. So let me introduce myself, my company, and I will describe to you this project. My company is a laser integrator and laser machine builder. We are expert in laser processes, and we design and develop laser machine for industrial applications. ILS advise industrial companies to improve their means of productions thanks to laser, like we can see. We assist our clients from the beginning of the development, like feasibility test in our laboratory, till the production of the machines, which is totally adapted to the client's needs. We have a good knowledge of laser, and we can integrate this laser system directly onto the production lines. We integrate this laser system directly on. We have already developed different types of machine based on various processes, like laser welding, laser coating, marking and engraving. We also do laser additive manufacturing. ILS is a small enterprise with 25 employees. We are based just next to Paris, in Vanves and Verneuil-l'Étang. Recently, we developed a demonstrator on new laser additive manufacturing. Its name is wire laser additive manufacturing. The principle is simple. It's like the laser metal deposition with the wire. You can burr apart things to melt metallic wire by coaxial laser. There is a lot of advantages, like low residual stress, low surface rugosity, good deposition rate, and good dimensional accuracy for big part. So this technology is very promising, and my enterprise seeks to develop its potential. So it's a technology with a lot of potential, and we can do a lot of things with this technology, this process, like 3D printing for parts with complex geometry, add functionality to an existing part, cladding for corrosion resistance or abrasion resistance on a part, on a surface, and we can also do part repair. And we're looking for industrial application from a company who want to use this technology, and we also looking for partnership to control these different parameters on this process. So here you can see an example of part that we already built with this machine. So if you are interested in this process, to use this process, so feel free to contact me, and we can discuss later and on this process. Thank you for your attention. So you have my email here, and you can visit also the website to have more information on industrial laser systems.
Great, thank you very much. So your main objective here is pushing this technology into manufacturing, so testing with an end user. That's it. You're not more interested in incorporating other technology.
Yes, we are the provider and
Okay.
build the machine, and we try to found an industrial with his application to use this process on the production for produce different part, for example, or for anything or other things.
Mm-hmm. So I would ask directly the participants here if there's a manufacturer in the room. I know we have at least the laser and some other. If there's a manufacturer which would be interested in adopting this type of technology, wire, very accurate wire additive manufacturer.
Sorry, I don't understand.
No, I'm making the question to the rest of the attendants.
Okay.
If there's somebody, no comments, no questions. Yes, there's a comment, a question. One second, I'm trying to check. That's an interesting one. Yes, the question is: would a partner providing a component for the laser system make ILS a manufacturing partner? Yes and no. There are many machine manufacturers or system integrators that they can, if they have an application lab, they can be like a manufacturing partner, let's say, or act as a manufacturing partner in the experiment. If they show the potential later for incorporating the innovation into other environments, of course. So in the proposal, you have to write the potential farther than the one there. But yes, there are many companies that they sell the technology, but they also make single parts. I think one example could be the ophthalm, for instance, or many machine providers who have application labs that they can make one-of-a-kind machines, work pieces. So they could eventually be, yes. So that's why I was asking before if you would be interested in acquiring technology or only in pushing technology. And another question from Bimera is: what is the accuracy of the technology? What's the accuracy? I understand that the precision in the deposition and also the precision in the laser beam delivery.
For now, depends of the material and the wire diameter, and we can have two 0.5 millimeter layer thickness, and
Sorry, 0 point?
Yes, 0.5 millimeter, and 2 millimeter larger.
That's pretty impressive for a vertical wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Saulius, you were making that question because you are interested in some possible development.
My question was originated from the fact that all the optomechanical equipment needs mechanics, and it needs to be machined extensively. So more of the material is removed than it's left. So I just wonder of the accuracy levels of the parts themselves that are manufactured, and well, how accurate are they, and could they be replaced, for instance, in the laser related optomechanical components?
Well, I assume it's very difficult to answer because it depends also with not only the wire feeding itself and the laser, but also the robot manipulation or CNC they use. Are you using CNC robot, or you are free to make any setup?
Sorry, I don't understand the question. So, if you ask if I use a robot.
Yes, the question was about the final accuracy of the accuracy of the final part, the global accuracy.
Yeah, it's so it, like I say, it's a new technology, and we just begin in this technology, so we don't have all the results of this technology, and we try to improve ourselves on this process. So we don't know now, but with more research on it, and that's why we are here to form partner and to try to have an application or an example of part to build to know this result for example and to improve this process.
Okay, thanks a lot. I'm very sorry to do this, but just the next part 2 of the program is this matchmaking. So Axel, do you have any comment about that?
Yes, Pablo, thank you.
Yes.
I already asked a question also in the chat. If ILS is also interested in cooperation with equipment developer, for instance, for this coax wire head. I'm asking this because I was wondering if this wire head you are using is a development by yourself, or do you introduce or use their system which you are buying from a supplier?
For now, we have a supplier, but we are looking for every. We try to improve in this process, but we work with a supplier for now, but we try to develop this process, and we want to discover more, and if we can have we can work with the equipment developer. We are very interesting in this, to work in. So yes, we are interested in cooperation with equipment developer. But for now, yes, we have a supplier, but it's not a limit, if I can say. We can discuss on that if you want.
Okay. So because probably I have some potential partner for that in mind. I'm not sure how to proceed in this case. Probably I can send them the information you provided here and can ask them if they are interested in cooperating with you.
Yeah, of course. I'm interested if you can give my contact to your to this enterprise. Yes, feel free to share my email address.
Okay. And Pablo, can we have the presentations from all the partners?
I will try to collect all of them. Many people registered quite close to the event, so we didn't have time to collect the presentations. I will try to collect the presentations, yes. And anyway, I think Thomas can send you directly the presentation, probably.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But yes, we will try to share all this. Germán has a comment also.
Yes, I have a question for ILS. There is in the market some other type of wire, an LMD wire system. My question to you is if your system has any type of similarity, or you have thought compared to the existing equipment in the market.
If your question is about if we can compare now our machine compared to the other machine.
Yeah, just you mentioned that it's possible to do very thin walls, etc. I'm curious about if your system provides some additional advantage compared to other existing laser head in the market.
It's not compared to the other LMD wire compared to the other process like the wire arc additive manufacturing. So this the WAAM is a very large deposition. So compared to the laser additive manufacturing is more precise. That's the comparison to the wire arc additive manufacturing.
Okay, but for instance, Precitech has a LMD wire coaxial head. Do you know if your head is compatible or is better, or I don't know? It's just I will try to think something about to collaborate with you.
No, it's not our head. It's just we build machine and we use a solution from provide.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Coaxial head and other things we build only machine, and so we don't develop our head coaxial laser head.
Okay. Sorry.
So you provide the machine as a turnkey system. Well, I've been suggested, and it's a good idea if we all can switch on the cameras during the discussions, so we we see each other. That's the first thing. Thanks a lot. And then I would encourage anyone not having registered for presenting their product or request, any way to spontaneously come forward and tell us what are you looking for in Pulsate experiments, and what type of experiment would you like best? Because as you see, beyond what you have in the room, we have previous contacts and other requests that we can match with you. So anyone in the room, please, if you want to present your ideal, experiment, it's Paulis. Yes, please.
Yes. Hello. So I'm Paulus. I represent. I'm a head of laser microfabrication laboratory at FTMC. So we are mainly working in laser microfabrication field. So we have various laser sources from nanosecond to picosecond and femtosecond lasers, various wavelengths, various equipment to test. So if any of presenters are interested in testing different kinds of lasers for their processes, so we are here to help them. So yeah, thank you.
Great, thanks. Santiago?
Hi everyone, this is Santiago Cartamil from Scale Nanotech and also Atrago. Our idea is to find the the manufacturing partner because we have a technology, a graphene-based technology that consists of MEMS, so membranes, I guess for you the most similar systems will be those of DLP from Texas Instruments. So we intend to use these MEMS for beam steering, and I think that suits many of the laser companies. So the proposal of the experiment should be something like we provide with the MEMS system with some relatively low TRL, because we have to, graphene is not really easy material, but we should be pushing it to the limit soon. And then we want to find a partner that can test the device, so with its backplane and so.
Yes, one question is also relative to the energy density you can handle, because laser processing normally demands quite a lot of energy density.
Yeah, so we have tested these devices in the lab with focused laser. Right now I don't have the number in mind. I send it around. I think we were focusing a laser of about 1 milliwatt, which is not a lot, of course, but focused on 1 micrometer, 1 square micrometer. So the density, the power density was pretty high. I think going a couple of orders of magnitude higher than the equivalent DLP. Of course, the system should be assessed properly, because we're talking about one device. And we can make more, we can make arrays, right? So we are not at that level anymore, but we haven't tried to expose a complete system with laser, and then it might be different.
Okay, thanks a lot. I think that's the kind of technology I was thinking about when Giacomo mentioned the maskless lithography. It's something that can generate power distribution.
Yeah, this could be indeed interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we should definitely stay in touch.
Great. We have also Diego from Enginsoft. Yep.
Yes, thank you. As I already introduced previously, I'm Diego Bosco-Robozza from Enginsoft. We are basically a simulation-based engineering science company. Basically, we are redistributing and doing a lot of work in simulation field. And I'm in the additive manufacturing field for simulation design, and basically we are looking for manufacturing partner which we can help with simulation, and in particular we can simulate with ANSYS finite element platform, and we are focused on metal, of course, and for in particular for selective laser bending process, the powder bed fusion process, and the DD process. So this is what we can do, and if someone of you are interested, you can contact us. In particular, I follow the Optalm presentation from actually he was, I think, Loic Mesmen. Okay, and I saw that he is looking for someone to make simulation of his process, DD process. So we can add them if they want. Thank you.
Great. So thanks a lot. And yes, I was also thinking in you when Loic presented. Do we have anyone else trying to present or willing to introduce themselves? Yes, Saulius, sorry, from Bimera.
Yes, okay, yes, it's Saulus. Yes, so I would like to introduce myself. Well, we're a young company and we are developing high energy zoom laser beam expanders. So as now we have noticed that laser powers are going beyond the levels that that are very easy to manage, and there are not so many or not at all off-the-shelf solutions for handling such laser beams in zoom systems. So this is what we are currently developing, and yes, and we are also available for some customizations for this kind of system. So in case you have a problem with longevity of the laser of the zoom system, and there's nothing on the market, so yeah.
That's correct. I was talking off camera before with him, and we mentioned the issue of one of our laser setups with the beam expander, which was a critical element that ruined everything after the beam expander. So it's a very important element. Yes, so thanks a lot. Anyone else wanting to come forward and present themselves, present their idea, or just say hello? Yes, Javier from Madrid. Javier, you can speak. He's unmuted, but we cannot hear you.
Me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Hello.
Hello, thank you very much for this opportunity. Let's introduce myself. My name is Javier Diaz, CEO and founder of Metal. It's a company based in Bilbao, in the north of Spain, and we are specialized in selective laser melting, in 3D printing with metal. The company was founded last year during the lockdown. We own 3 Reniso systems, and we are specialized in the process, but also in the post-process related to this technology, with a facility with 200 square meter, with 25% dedicated for the SLM process, but the other including different post-process like polishing, sandblasting, and the first electropolishing system with the dry light technology from GPI Innova. So in terms for this project, we are looking for different improvements for the process itself, for the SLM process, simulation, or other different characteristics. One of the key points that we want to improve is the powder handling from the builds that we extract from the platform. Different systems similar to the Solucon, but with the alternative of handling different powders in the same system without powder contamination. Okay, related to the post-process, we want to add different processes to improve the surface roughness in external and internal areas of the part. So we are open to work and to collaborate with companies that can solve these kind of issues.
Well, we have a bit of an issue here because there's a lot of very, very interesting areas of improvement of the technology which are not related with the laser itself. With that, we are discussing how to handle that within the project, because the project is very much about incorporating the laser. Yep. But anything that we decided that anything that helps industry to adopt the technology better, if the main barrier is in the post-processing or in the powder handling, as you say, mainly in multi-material builds, it can be selected, but you have to explain very well that's a barrier for market entry.
Yeah. For example, one of the key points that we have for the internal surfaces is all the internal channels that require enough surface roughness for the different functionalities. They need to be cleaned out with different alternatives. It's something that comes from a laser system. It's not the solution, it's not the laser, but there is something that we think that can be linked to the project. So there are around 5 points that can be added to the project. I think that in 1 or 2 of them we can include these kind of solutions that for us it's an improvement for the process and to expand the technology for the future and for the company.
Great. We are taking notes on all those points, and thanks a lot, and we will try to find a match also for that, because it's something that has been brought out a few times already. Yes, thanks.
Perfect, thank you.
Francesca?
Yeah, I wanted to say, so I'm Francesca from EPIC, and I guess you confirm, right, Pablo? I mean, with ultra-fast laser, you can make post-processing. I know there's a company in EPIC, we were discussing this, so if not everything, something, I guess we can help Javier to participate anyway. So it's true, let's focus on the topic that the lasers are needed. And so this one, I guess, is the kind of a safe one. For the other ones, maybe as you suggested, there is more need for explanation, but I guess there is room definitely for discussions, also using laser technology. So good.
Yes, actually, there's laser polishing of metals. It's not the easiest way, but there's very good laser polishing technology. There's also laser surface remelting that also reduces porosity and other problems. and improves hardness. But even for non-laser additive manufacturing, like for instance, polymer additive manufacturing, you can have something like laser-based surface remelting and surface improvement, and that's something that also some companies are working on, special wavelengths as well. So yes, there are laser-based solutions, but my comment was more in the, even if it's not laser-based, if it helps laser to enter an additive to enter industry, it's within our scope. So thanks a lot. Let me check. Okay. One more thing is we will discuss how to handle this beyond the this meeting itself, because I think it has a lot of possibilities beyond the meeting. But those who in the register identify yourself as that you are allow your data to be shared, we will share a list of your contact data if it's okay with all of you accepting the sharing of your data. And we'll share with all of you, and we'll also analyze your questions and comments during today. That's why we record this session, and also use it for improve the matchmaking and go beyond this. I'm saving all this because we are reaching the 2 hours mark that we were putting ourselves as limit, and some people are asking for well, leaving and say hello, goodbye. So I think it was very interesting and very successful, and lots of interesting potential matches appeared. So thanks everyone, and please continue in contact with one another and continue in contact with us for further collaborations within Pulsate Open Call or in any other context. Okay. So that's right. Thanks a lot, everyone attending, and see you soon. Probably in the open call.